Cooking some of that, we're cooking some wild hog. I killed a sow yesterday morning. Put her in the cooler on ice. I've got a ham and a front shoulder off that big sow. She's a pretty good sized sow. And what I've done is I've melted 2 sticks of butter, and I mixed, I'm gonna say, a tablespoon of garlic salt in there with that 2 sticks of butter that was melted. And I took that injector and I put those 2 sticks of butter in these two, the shoulder and the ham. And then I just put the rub on it like you normally would, whatever you want to use on that. All right, now what we're gonna do is as soon as I got started on this, I got that, charcoal burning. That way you can go ahead and get it ready to cook. And while I'm doing that, I chipped up a onion and a bell pepper. Cut them, pretty small. And what we're gonna do, my mouth's watering right now because I'm smelling all this stuff. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook these two on the grill for probably, 30, 45 minutes. I mean, you don't wanna dry these things out. That's what the butter's for anyway, because these wild hogs they're lean. You can see some fat on the outside, but they don't marble like like a domesticated hog. They don't have a lot of fat inside. They're just muscle, and then they build their fat on the outside. So what you want to, that's why we pumped them full of butter and garlic salt, because we're trying to keep them moist inside. And that's why we're only cooking them for like 30 or 45 minutes on the pit. This is the secret to it. If you cook that thing completely done, being that big on the barbecue pit, it's gonna be so dry that it won't be any good. So what we're gonna do, if you see something falling out of the tree, it's just hickory tassels is what it is. It's just some extra added seasoning, some natural seasoning, that's all that is. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook them for 30, 45 minutes on the grill. I'm gonna pull them off. Go ahead and get the good stuff now. Get the big grilling foil. Don't mess with that thin stuff. Get that grilling foil, wrap them up, and that's when the onion and the bell pepper come in. I'll take a half onion and put on that one and just split it up. And wrap them in aluminum foil. Have your oven preheated to like 350. Slide them things in there. Make sure you put a pan under it, because a lot of times these bones where you saw these hams and shoulders and all off, will stick a hole in aluminum foil, and you don't want that running all over the stove and making a big mess. So put a big pan under each one of them. Put them in the oven. Cook them for 3 hours, wrapped up tight now in the aluminum foil. And let me tell you something. I'm going to show y'all the end result after a while. It is, you ain't going to believe it. But like I said, pump it full of butter and garlic salt, or whatever seasoning you like. It don't have to be garlic salt. It can be anything. It could be just butter. Have your onion, your bell pepper cut up, and 30, 45 minutes on the grill. Take it off, wrap it in aluminum foil, put the onion, the bell pepper, wrap that up real tight, seal it off, put it in the oven. For 3 hours. It depends. It's all going to depend on how the size of the hams or whatever. If you got some little hams, some little hogs, then hey, you're gonna get this done in no time. But I promise you, when I pull it out after a while, you'll see it. You can make pulled pork. What I normally do is I do like a lot of this at one time. I might do a whole hog today and cook it and have it just pull it apart and have it in those vacuum seal bags and just freeze it, already pre-cooked in little sizes where you can just pull it out of the freezer. And in that way, I'm not freezing this big chunk and loading up my freezer, because everybody wonders, man, y'all kill all these hogs, what do you do? Well, this is what I do. I mean, there's a lot to it, but we never buy meat at the store. All we eat is this, and deer and catfish and turtles and that sort of thing. But anyway, let's get this show on the road. I'm going to put these bad boys on here. And make sure when you do this to keep this thing covered, because when that butter starts coming out, of those hams and all, let me tell you something, that thing will blaze up. You see it's getting hot already. And you want to get that grill hot enough that it seals outside of that ham That way it locks all that stuff in there. You don't want to burn it. You just want to seal it off. Anyway, as soon as I pull that off right there, I'll get y'all caught up. We'll wrap it up in aluminum foil and get them put in the oven. See how they turn out. It's been on there for about, I don't know, I want to say about 15 minutes. I was going to get y'all caught up, let y'all look at it, see what you think. Now you might have a jug of water out here with you, to pour on a little bottle of water or something like that. But you got to keep this fire smothered down. You see what it'll do now, watch this. See what I'm saying? You get hot quick. So keep it dampered down, where you keep that smoke in there. That way that smoke it'll suffocate that fire, keep that fire down. You don't want to get this too hot. You want to get it hot enough to seal it, seal it up, but you don't want to burn it up. Anyway, looking so good. While I had only done one onion and one bell pepper. While I've been cooking and working on that, I figured I'd go ahead and do one more onion and one more bell pepper. So that'll be an onion and a bell pepper for each cut of meat. When we wrap it up in aluminum foil and put it in the oven. The more the merrier. Let me tell you something. Bell pepper and onion and garlic. You get cloves of garlic, you can do that too. It just adds so much to it. We're fixing to have some bad weather here in a little bit, and I'm trying to get this done and get everything moved inside pretty quick. It won't be long. On the way. Y'all see it, look at that. Oh, I wish y'all could smell it right there. Oh, God. But you seeing that fat right there on that hog? God, it'll burn. As it starts dripping into that fire, it's hot. Have to keep it down. Anyway, she's looking good. All right, it's been probably 25 minutes. Look at that right there. See, we don't want it. Oh, ooh, ooh. Yes, sir. It's gonna be fine, y'all. Fine. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this one over here and over there. Boy, that's a big old ham right there. Wow. It's hot on that one side of that grill, let me tell you. That charcoal over there is doing its business. Anyway, like I said, keep it moving, keep it turning. You don't want to stick it, stick too many holes in it, because every time you stick that fork in there, it's just leaving holes where all that butter to leak out, and it's just going to burn that much hotter. So you got to be careful with this part. Anybody that barbecues, though, y'all already know how pork is. It gets hot. All right. It's been on there probably about 45 minutes now. What I'm fixing to do is, you see that right there? It's a big old piece. Alright. Take that big, just go ahead and get that big one first. Be done with it. Smelling so good, y'all. Keep that fire coming back down a little bit. Get it over here where y'all can see it. Well, that wind's picking up, it's getting rough now. Now, like I said, go ahead and get the big thick aluminum foil, because it's, these bones, these sharp edges on these bones, when you fold all this stuff up, you stick a hole in it, it drips out. Burn smokes up the whole house. Alright, now, y'all see that right there? That's an onion and a bell pepper on each one, and just put it on top, because what it'll do is that as that heats up, that stuff will just go through that meat. Y'all just don't know. Y'all don't know. Did you see that right there? And hopefully, I'm hoping that my foil is big enough. Yeah, look at that. We get all that sealed up on the sides. Or, you know, get it as tight as you can. That way you're not losing that moisture in the stove and draining it out. Yeah. Wrap it up like a little present right there, huh? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. When I pull this thing out in about 3 hours, ooh, it's gonna be unbelievable. There's some more of that natural seasoning right there. Some hickory tassel. Alright, that's one. Let's get us another piece right here. Aluminum foil. Now if your pork's a little black, you know what I'm saying, because it got real hot, which this did a little bit, it's okay. It ain't gonna hurt a thing, I promise you. All that is mainly is that rub. That rub that's on there, just sort of, you know, it burns it a little easy. But it's okay. Keep this right here. All you got to do to shut it down is cut the oxygen off to it, smother it down, and leave that charcoal in there, because you can use it next go around. You don't have to dump it out every time. There ain't nothing wrong with that charcoal. If it's not completely burned up and it's still in them little briquettes, it's fine. Got to be conservative. Look at that right there, y'all. You see that right there? I wish you could smell that right there. Whew. Alright, whole onion, whole bell pepper. Put the whole thing on there. If you want to, you can put a little bit more of this on there, you know. Ain't gonna hurt a thing. Now, you could take barbecue sauce, you could put barbecue sauce on it right now, you could have put barbecue sauce on it then, it don't matter, whatever you like. When you take it out of the oven, if you wanted to gibble it apart and mix barbecue sauce in there with it, it tastes just like something you'd get at a restaurant, if not better. And a lot better for you, because, I mean, these things, like I said, are a lot, you know, they're lean, so they're better for you than the store-bought. Let's do it like I did that first one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you want it tight. You know, airtight. That's what we're thinking right there. Now, you slip that, like I said, just keep a pan up under it, because just in case it does, because as it cooks, it's going to fill up with that juice. And if say you've got a pinhole somewhere, it's going to run out. And let me tell you, if you've got this under, it's a lot easier to clean this than it is that stove. So anyhow, we're gonna slide it in the oven, and then I'll finish up the video. We'll see what it turns out. in about 3 hours. I think it's been 3 hours. Let's check it and see what it looks like. About 3 hours on that though. And you see I got it at 350. I've got one in the top. We got 2 ovens on this particular one, so I got one in the top, one in the bottom, because they were so thick it was hard to get them in here. Let's see what they look like right there. If y'all can see it right there, if I need to move it. Let me do it like this right here. Remember I put that onion and that bell pepper. Oh man, look at that right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at that right there. And let's see if it's gonna tear apart. And see that juice right there? That's what I was talking about it running all over the stove. You gotta be careful. Let's just see. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Y'all see that. Look at that. Look at that. Now this is the shoulder. I'll let that all. Look at that right there. Whew. It's gonna be something else. You know that hind quarter, that back ham, that thing was a lot bigger. So I'm probably gonna let it go for maybe a little bit longer. I'm sure it's fully cooked, but the only thing it'll do with a little bit more time is make it more tender. But y'all, that right there. Look at that. Now all I gotta do is get ready to grease, because let me tell you, that right there is some fine eating. Ooh, little barbecue sauce if you want it. Oh, you can season it any way you want, anything that you like. Like if you wanted to marinate those hams or something in some Dales before, like overnight or something, you could do that. You could actually cut it open. I probably wouldn't do that, but you could, I guess, cut it open and sort of stuff it full of bell pepper or onion or whatever to get that flavor even deeper down in there. But I promise you, like this right here, y'all, this is so good. I went 30-45 minutes on the grill, on a good hot grill, and then I went 3 hours in the oven on 350 with it wrapped up tight in aluminum foil with an onion and a bell pepper on it and whatever kind of rub you want on the outside of it. And let me tell you, until you try it, you ain't got no idea. It is so good. Anyway, hope y'all give it a try. Hope y'all like it. Appreciate y'all.